All right, so we'll hot tag. Bring in Garreth Barker from SSA. Good morning, Garreth.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing all right. Wanted to catch up with you because it's a really busy weekend for you, but what I wanted to do in starting things off was discuss some news that came across the pike, a little bit ago. And I know that we're going to be spending a lot of time with what's going on overseas with Prem and Proper. There's a lot of news this morning, and we were going to talk about it after you're gone, but it ties into what's going on with you and SSA. You're undergoing a color change and an association that's going to be different. Very, very cool stuff. Tell me about it.
Okay, so our senior executive, Simon Davey, obviously had quite a distinguished playing and managerial career in England, and he knows and met and his colleagues with quite a senior person at Brentford Football Club. Simon's met with them on quite a number of times. They've been here, high-level representation. Simon's been over there, and it was something that he's looked at for quite a while now. And the ambition is to have at least the USL 1 and underpin that with the USL 2 and the respective academy programs, and hence the relationship that Simon's garnered with Brentford, which is exciting for us. I think that they probably see something in the market, and obviously for us, it's a tie-in with a Premier League club, and hopes and aspirations to have a really strong working relationship with those guys based on the contacts that Simon has at a very high level there.
So, for those that don't know, how long did all of these conversations take? Any idea before it came from like day one until where it is now, where folks are seeing red now when they look at SSA?
I mean, there's certain things in there that I think are Simon's questions, really, and that may be something separate that you do with Simon.
Absolutely.
So I want to be very, very careful on that. I've learned a lesson in professional football in the past, and I don't know some of the answers as well. But I know that Simon has had the ambitions for this for years. This isn't weeks or months. This is years. And and along with that, then he's got plans and ambitions of a grander scale, not just for the club, not just for the elite end, but also for the wider community, to build something that's a community hub, as it were. And that's the ambition, is to have all those levels, to have community engagement, to have a world-class facility, and to have one of the best franchises in the United States.
So when you look at what is going on there now at SSA, from day one when you walked in the door to where things are now, what has it been like for you to see the Southern Soccer Academy grow, not just in stature and in numbers and participation, but what has it been like to see SSA grow as a part of the footprint of what's going on here in the Southeast?
That's a good question. I mean, I've been here 3 years now. So when I came in, and you get here, and I don't want to sound disrespectful, but when I arrived, you only know a little bit about MLS and a tiny bit about USL because of the footballing footprint in England. So I came in, and it's been, I would say, year on year, 50% growth. We've added extra teams, extra academy teams. They were friendly fixtures. So just the under 20s now, we have competitive leagues for the U20 games, both on the ladies' side and the men's side. There's a potential expansion USL under that, or looking to expand that down through, 17s, etc. And the 20s also, when I first came in, was an under 20s. One of the suggestions that we discussed on the panel for that was having overage players to make it almost like a Premier League under 21s. So you bridge the gap between first team and that as well, pass that experience down. So that's grown. The USL 2 has grown massively. More clubs, far more professional. And I would say because of the time that some of those clubs have spent in there now, recruitment is better. I think players are better, teams are better, and the whole environment around it in the USL2 is far better. And you've seen the expansion; it's exponential, it's huge, and I think that will continue to happen across all of the USL footprints. I think that for me, I think the next steps, it wouldn't surprise me if there was more clubs per state within the next 2 or 3 years. It really wouldn't.
It's a big weekend for you specifically with Birmingham coming to town, and it's going to be their Out at Marathon on the weekend, 4:00 on the men's side.
Yep.
When you came into this season, what were your expectations when it came to on the field performance and trying to chase after as many rungs on the ladder and how many different things that you could get? What were your expectations coming into this season there in a very tough South Central division?
I think our take is slightly different on it maybe than other clubs. So if you look at last year, we had 16-year-olds playing USL 2. Stephen played, who moved to Atlanta United, Stephen Herlock. We had Thomas Klein play. And then we had U19s play. Caleb played, Geordie played, Chase played before they all went off to college. So for us, it's not just about the position within the league. We're also looking at a level of progression and providing that footpath through the club. So, for example, the first team trained with the under-20s 2 days ago on Tuesday. And straight off that, then, we're going to invite one of those 17, 18-year-old boys to come into training with the USL 2 with a mind to hopefully getting him involved. At the weekend, we're going to have, we're going to have 05s playing, and there's a chance that we're going to have an 06 in the lineup at the weekend as well. So for us, it's also looking at the points, but it's also looking at what we can provide as a viable footpath for the whole of the club. And when we built the performance pyramid, what we wanted to do over the course of sort of 4 years, 5 years, was promote internal players rather than look at player migration. So, for example, we've got players this year that were in the MLS with Simon. They went through 4, 5, 6 years with Simon. They have been around the under-20s in the USL, played some minutes in the first team last year, gone off to university, come back to us this year as part of the SSA family and gone back in again. So Caleb Johnson was with Simon, I think probably from under-10s all the way through 19s. Last year, played USL in his last year at SSA. He played USL under-20s, won the Academy Cup with his team, played some minutes in the USL 2. He's gone to university and he's then come back and he's already played in USL 2. So we have one eye on that process as well, of providing that. And we want to be competitive. We want points, but also keeping one eye on the fact that we want to show our membership that at a club, there's viability, that these players come all the way through the pathway. So that's something that's key for us, as well as being competitive, fielding competitive teams in all four of the strands, and see where that takes us in terms of tables at the end of the season.
Garreth Barker, the USL Sporting Director for the Southern Soccer Academy, dropping by here on Soccer's Morning Show. In the South Central Division, it's Asheville City, who is out like a house of fire right now. They've won all 4, and they've only given up 2 goals, and they've scored 16 in their first 4. Dothan United, who has hit the ground running as a first-year side. Athens United came up and bit them last night at Clark Central. And you got you and Birmingham Legion, East Atlanta, and Tennessee SC. It's a part of this division. How difficult is it for you to assemble a squad knowing that this is a sprint? And I know that when you and I saw each other for the first match of the season, for the Dothan United match, you were still waiting for folks to come in to integrate. How difficult is a USL League Two season for someone who's never seen it?
It's ostensibly for us college players. That's what it is. It's college players. So we're waiting for college players to get in, to travel, to arrive. And you probably got this year, I think we had 3 days training before the first game because you've got to get them in. You don't know what conditions some of those players are in because the season was over. So it's pre-season, it's scrimmage, and you hope that when you confirm with them that, okay, you're in the squad, that they'll work on their own independently to turn up in peak physical condition, but then getting those players to play. We were 3 days in and the first game, for the draw against Dothan here. But for us, also then still waiting. So 2 of the aforementioned players that have come through our system, they don't arrive in training till Monday. 2 SSA players. We've had a centre forward arrive this morning, actually, that we've been waiting on. And so that's tough. And then around that, you get the disappointment with the other players that you register, you pay the registrations for them, and you're all set. So you dismiss other offers from other players, and then they just don't turn up. So you have to accept that as part of it. And I've learned to accept that it's difficult when a player says they're coming and then they just don't turn up because invariably you've said no to others. So you have to make sure you cover yourself positionally. But you have to accept that that's part of it.
This upcoming weekend, we mentioned Birmingham coming to town. What has Study Hall been like? And I imagine that Study Hall during league play, I mean, it's got to be fast and furious for you as well. It's like one game's done, one match is done. Oh, we've got maybe 2 days to figure out how to prepare for this next team. What's it like studying for Birmingham as they're coming to town?
Well, it's been easy because we played them last week.
There you go.
So we played them. We traveled down there to Spain High School with a doubleheader, USLW and the men's, the USL 2. The ladies played really well. They drew. There was just a slight error at the end of the game when fatigue set in, which was a shame because I thought they played exceptionally well. So they got a point on the road, and we won 5-0. The issue with that is that Birmingham's a big club. It's got a big roster, and they're probably not going to bring the same team. So, we're setting up for a fresh challenge this week in training on the assumption that they're going to bring fresh players, maybe play a different way, and that we've got to pretty much ignore what they did, but concentrate on our strengths, our players, focus on what we did well, and see where that takes us. So it's the week is concentrating on us, thinking about us, and not so much about Birmingham, because as I say, they've got a huge roster, and the way they've scheduled it, I believe that they will bring probably a different group, a stronger group, and that's our preparation this week.
So for someone who has never been out to Marathon to see you play, any side, either side, could be W, could be League Two.
Yeah.
For someone who hasn't seen you on the road, how would you describe style of play and what you're looking to accomplish when you're out there playing in League Two? So if things are going well for SSA on the field, we are doing blank. How would you describe that?
I think once you get comfortable, you can settle into a pattern of play, and we're looking to play off the back line. We're looking to control the possession, but with the idea is that we want to go forward first, sideways second, backwards last. That has to be the mindset. It's not a point of possession for the sake of it and looking pretty. But I'm not averse to, if the opposition have got a high line, we'll go down the side and go over them. I am not averse to that whatsoever, because ultimately you've got to win games. It's about winning games. And first and foremost, so yes, we want to play. We want the players to enjoy it, but sometimes you can't do that. It depends on what the opposition do. If they're a press and it's aggressive and you can't play out, then don't try it. Don't take the risk. So it depends what the opposition do, how they play, how good they are, how good we are on the day, the surface that you're on. The quality of the surface affects what you can do as well. People think it doesn't, but it very much does. And but we want to play as much as we can, but keeping in mind that it's about getting points.
So then, last question for you. Go ahead and let everybody know what's going on there at SSA on the weekend, the times, how they can wander over. Cut the promo for me and let everybody know how they can come in the door on Saturday.
Perfect. So the men's team kick off at 4 p.m. The ladies are at 8 p.m. There is no charge to get into Marathon Park for the USL. It's free. So, come on down, get yourself here come and watch the warm-up, watch the teams, feel a little bit of the atmosphere, get down here for 3:15. Come and enjoy it. Concessions will be open. Jason will be down here doing a live broadcast. You can marry that up, or you can listen to that online as you watch the game. We'll have PA going as well. It'll be a great day. Hopefully the weather will be fine. Just come in. There's no charge. Family-friendly atmosphere. Get the children in, and come and enjoy maybe your first game of USL 2. Now, it's a great day because you want to come and watch the men. You can get here at 3 o'clock. That kicks off at 4. You've got the rest of the evening to yourself. If you want to come for a slightly cooler event and an evening event and come and watch the girls, brilliant. Get here for 7. Temperatures dropped. Floodlights will be on. It'll look fantastic. We'll have live commentary. It'll have a great feel to it as an evening game. And our marvellous ladies team will kick off at 8 p.m. So it's a double header. If you want to stay for both, that's great. Why not? It'd be a long day, but we don't charge to get in. Come down. There's no charge. Come and enjoy it. Come and try it. And, and you might just find out that if you come, the kids come, the family come, you just have a wonderful occasion and enjoy the soccer, particularly for the kids. The stand is very tight, so it's probably 12 feet from the edge of the field, so you can get to see it, hear it, feel it. Be a marvelous occasion. So we welcome everybody. And as I say, there's no charge. We've got plenty of parking. So come on down.
Absolutely. And it's great that that SDH is a part of what's going on there at SSA this year.
It is.
I was there with the Dothan match, and we're all going to be all hands on deck to go see you this weekend. Sporting director for the USL side of the Southern Soccer Academy, Garreth Barker. Garreth, thanks for coming by this morning. Stay dry, stay safe, and we will see you on the weekend, my friend. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, John. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.